Good morning, everyone. So today I will present the topic from engagement to purchase, the influence of Instagram content creators on young consumers. So the authors are Ngoc-Hong and Ngoc-Hong, School of International Business and Marketing, University of Economics, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So the abstract is like the research focus on examine how Instagram influencers shape young Vietnamese consumer attitudes and purchase intention, tracing the pathway from engagement to purchase. The key findings: influencer credibility and perceived authenticities significantly enhance user engagement. Engagement positively affect brand attitudes and purchase intention, and influencer brand values alignments is critical for campaigns effectiveness. The methods is quantitative survey of young Instagram users in Vietnam, statistical analysis of credibility, authenticity, engagement, brand attitude, and purchase intention. So introduction, the rise of influencer marketing. In the eras of Industry 4.0, digital technologies have transformed marketing. Influencer marketing blends online advertising with the authenticity of social media personalities. Unlike traditional one-way corporate messaging, it leverages storytelling and interactive engagement to shape consumer behavior. On Instagram, content creators have become powerful opinion leaders who influence young consumers through visuals, compelling content, and personal narratives. In Vietnam, Gen Z and young millennials are among the most digital connected consumers, frequently making purchase decisions based on influencer recommendation. The research question and objective. So for the core question, to what extent do Instagram content creators influence young Vietnamese consumer attitudes and purchase intention? Primary objective is assess the influence of Instagram influencers on Gen Z and young millennials in Vietnam, emphasizing influencers as storytellers and trusted information source. And the key pathway examine how influencer credibility and content authenticity enhance user engagement, savvy brand attitude, driving purchase intention. And practical goals is identify key drivers to help brands optimize influencer selection strategy and improve marketing effectiveness among young consumers. So for the theoretical background, credibility theories. So individuals perceived as expert and trustworthy are more persuasive. In influencer marketing, credibility comprises two dimensions. Expert type like perceived knowledge, experience, and competence in a domain. Trustworthiness, perceived honestly, sincerity, and unbiased evaluation. On Instagram, authentic reviews and transparent collaboration strengthen credibility and enhance purchase intention. Attractiveness theory. Message effectiveness depends on influencer familiarity, liability, similarity, and physical attractiveness. Liability, positive feeling toward the endorsers. Similarity, shared value, lifestyle, or aspiration. Physical appeal, critical on visual driven platform like Instagram. Attractiveness alone is insufficient. It must combine with authenticity and audience relevance. So for the hypothesis frameworks, so we have 6 hypothesis linked influencer attributes, which is popularity, characteristic, credibility, and expert type, through consumer perception and attitude to the ultimate decision to use or purchase, forming a unified framework for Instagram influencer marketing effectiveness. So for hypothesis 1 and 2, popularity and characteristic. So hypothesis 1 is influencer popularities will affect by the consumer perception. Hypothesis 2 is influencer characteristic will affect the consumer perception. So for hypothesis 4 and 3, which is like credibility will affect consumer attitudes, and hypothesis 4 is expert type will affect the consumer attitudes. So expertise is conceptually distinct from credibility and may independent shape consumer evaluation. Young consumer place high importance on perceived professional competency. For hypothesis 5 and 6, perception, attitude, and decision to use. So for consumer perception, hypothesis 5, evaluation of product quality and ability to meet needs, credible influencer endorsement raise perceived values, reducing uncertainty and increasing purchase confidence. For the consumer attitude hypothesis 6, overall evaluation of the influencers and indoor products, positive attitude will shape by advertised credibility and authenticity, critically mediate between influencer characteristic and purchase intention. And finally is decision to use. The ultimate behavioral outcomes willing to consider and purchase the indoor products driven by both cognitive and affective mechanisms. So for the research models, the figure 1 will illustrate the full structural model mapping the relationship between influencer attributes, consumer perception, consumer attitude, and decision to use across 6 hypothesized paths. For the methodology, for the research design, quantitative and cross-sectional survey design, unit of analysis, individual Instagram users, Gen Z and young millennials who actively follow influencers and have been exposed to influencer promoted products. Screening criteria currently use Instagram, follow at least one influencer, recently exposed to influencer promoted products. Sampling technique, non-probability sampling, which is convenient and snowball sampling via university networks, student community, and Instagram-based lifestyle group. Analysis tool target more than 300 valid response to support BSM data analysis using SPSS and Smart BSS. Final dataset is 537 valid response. For the sample demographics, so female respondents dominate at 67.4%, consistent with Instagram typical lifestyle, beauty, fashion, and audience profile. 77.1% age 85 to 18 to 25 agencies. 45.6% are students, confirming a digital native trend concealed sample. Income distribution respondent. So most respondents fall in low to middle income brackets, 42.1%. This price-sensitive profile suggests that influencer endorsement play an important role in reducing perceived risk and enhancing product value perception. So for the reliability analysis, Cronbach and fast. So on construct exists the recommended threshold of 0.7, confirming satisfactory internal consistency. Scale reliable capture the intended theoretical concept and are appropriate for structural model analysis. Discriminant validity ATMT criterions. On ATMT value from below the conservative threshold of 0.85, confirming adequate discriminant validity among all contracts in the BSM model. Structural model result. So all 6 hypotheses are supported. Consumer attitude show the strongest effect on decision to use, followed by consumer perceptions. Expertise slightly outperform credibility in shaping attitude. So the key result: interpretation, popularity drive perception. Highly recognized influencers generate stronger social proof, shaping favorable product evaluation among young consumers. Credibility and expertise shape attitudes. Trustworthiness and domain-specific knowledge are critical determinants of favorable consumer evaluation. Expertise shows a slightly stronger effect than credibility. And attitude is the strongest purchase drivers. Consumer attitude demonstrates that the strongest effect on decision to use, confirming that favorable evaluation directly translates into higher purchase intention. So for the conclusion and implication, the theoretical contribution integrate multiple influencer attributes into a unified framework. extend social influence and short credibility theories into Instagram marketing in an emerging market context, clarifying how connected and effective mechanism link influencer attribute to purchase outcome. Managerial implication: don't rely solely on follower counts. Credibility and appetite matter more. Prioritize influencer with domain-specific knowledge aligned to the product category. Maintain a consistent positive public image to avoid reputational risk. Foster authentic engagement over one-way promotion. Perception and attitude are the critical pathway to purchase. And limitation in future research: cross-sectional design, restrict causal inference. Future research should adopt longitudinal or experimental design to capture culture dynamic over time. Sample score focus on young Instagram users in Vietnam, limits the generality. Future studies should replicate across different countries, age group, and platform. And model extension: future research may incorporate trust transfer, but see authenticity, emotional engagement, or parasocial interaction for a more comprehensive understanding. And for the influencer comparisons, comparative analysis between micro versus macro influencers or across different product categories could yield valuable insight into different consumer outcome. So this is like the reference that I used for this research, and thank you for your listening.